Mike Oberdick here from Designs for the Web, and in this tutorial we are going to be creating these little social icons on the side of your blog, and you can see they're pretty cool. You can click on these and they'll automatically tweet out or post this content to your social networks, and of course this is a great feature to increase the amount of traffic going to your blog, and they're really pretty easy to put onto the page. The way that I have them set up is just to be on the individual blog post. So what we're going to be doing today is adding some code to the single.php file of our WordPress installation. So the first thing we would need to do is get into our theme and make some changes. So what I have here is I have a child theme for 2012, and I already have the single.php file as part of the child folder, the child theme. If this is the first time that you're making a change to your actual theme, then what you would want to do is go ahead and grab the single.php file that is inside of the parent theme. So here it is. And then what you'd want to do is just copy it, and then in your theme folder, your child theme folder, you'd paste it. Then any of the changes that you make, of course, will then be there for subsequent updates of the theme. If you are unfamiliar with how to create a child theme, you can find more information on my blog. Okay, so I'm going to open up the single.php file, and here we are. So this is the file that I'm going to need to add the code in order for those social icons to show up on the page. To get those social icons and the code, we're going to go to the website called Add This. Alright, so the URL for this is addthis.com, and these are called smart layers, these tools here. So I'm going to scroll down. They do offer a pro service where you can track the number of clicks and go into greater detail with how your content is being shared. For this tutorial, we're going to just click on the Get Basic version, and that's going to allow us to just include those on our page and not get any of the extra fancy stuff that you get with that $12 a month. So you can see here the same icons that I have on my site, and we're going to go ahead now and start to look at how we can get that code. So you can see here that they have a place for you to make some of the changes that you want and really just generate the code, which is pretty simple. So here what we can do is, if we go to follow, we can either turn following off or on, and so very simple. You could choose which of your profiles you want to link and have be clickable, and then allow your viewers to follow you. I'm going to keep that off for now, and the buttons that we see on the side here would be the share buttons, and you can choose whether they are left or right aligned to the page, and then how many buttons you actually want to include. In here you can also set up whether or not you want the visitor to be able to view what would be coming up next. So it might be an add to cart button, or a call to action to do something on your blog or website. And this last one here, the recommended content, it will suggest things for the visitor to do while they're on your site. Maybe read another article, for example. And then down here you can see you have some other options, like what type of color theme you want to go with, and not really sure what this is. This is more for the analytics, probably the Pro edition. And really it's that simple, just to create what it is that you want to have show up on your site. So I'm going to go ahead now and click on Generate Code. So the code that you get is pretty short. We're going to take this here, and it's commented out, which is nice, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now I copied this code, and we're going to go back to the single.php file for our theme. This, of course, is going to have to be inside of the head section. So here we are. We could see here's the header, and now onto this page we're going to go ahead and drop this script. Okay, so when I say the header, I really mean just the top section of this actual template page. The header, of course, is being called here, and we're not loading this into the header because if we did, then it would show up on every page, and that's not what we want to happen. So really, you can see a couple comments. You have a link to this JavaScript that they have, and then you just have the actual script that you're going to run here, and that's going to generate those little icons on the side. So if you wanted to make any changes to how they appear or include different services, I'm going to talk about that in a second, but that's where you would do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this now, and then we'll just head back to the website. So obviously now we don't see anything. Let's refresh the page and see if we are successful. And you do have to just give it a second to load, and then it will slide in. So as you can see here, we now have those icons showing up, which is what we wanted to have happen. So you can see really how basic it is just to get those icons onto your site and get those to be functioning and working properly. Now this icon, for example, stumble upon, let's say that we don't want to include that, we want to put something different in. Well, then we're going to have to do a little bit of customization to the code that we just copied and pasted. And that customization can be achieved through the Smart Layers API. And you can find this easily on their website. And really comprehensive, great resource for you here. You can see it gives you some example configurations with some customization. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down into not the general, but into the layer configuration options, and this is, here we are, middle of the page down, and what you have here is you have all the different services that you can include in that bar. So I'm going to click on services here. Okay, and that's going to take us to a new page, and it'll show you how you can add those different services in. Now from here, I also want to go back. Here it is. Here's the service directory. This is actually going to be the most helpful to you because it shows you every single service that they support and how you can include it. So if you wanted to include, for example, not even sure what some of these are, but if you wanted to, let's say Amazon, for example, then you would need to include this. It's like a short code. You can see here they call it the code. You can include this code into your list of services. So let's go ahead and grab this Amazon wish list and see how this works. We're going to copy that. Alright, and then let's head back to our single.php file. So what we have now is we just have the preferred services popping up. So it's giving us the 5 default. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that line. And we're going to type in here services and then a colon, and then in here we're going to type in exactly what we want to see. So we want Facebook, we want Twitter, I don't believe there's a comma in between or a space, Twitter, and then what did we just copy? Amazon wish list. So we'll simply save this, go back to our demonstration site here, and let's refresh this page. And now as you can see, we just have those services that we've specified. So really simple to go in using that API service, and you can see here that they have quite an exhaustive list of all the things that you could include, including, you could see here, a Facebook like, the Google +1 button, or a Pinterest pin it button. So lots of cool stuff. And once again, this is the Add This Smart Layers social icons for your website. And this has been another tutorial by Mike Oberdick and Designs for the Web. Thanks for stopping by.